Hi, I'm Melody.
I'm Candi.
And I'm Gabe.
And you're listening to
Quirks,
Bumps,
and Bruises. Well, we're going to take a little stroll down memory lane here on Quirks, Bumps, and Bruises. It's Melody.
Candi.
and Gabe.
And I got something in the mail yesterday that kind of surprised me. And it actually says Ready, Set, Play. And y'all, it is a magazine that is filled with only toys, but from Amazon. This is like an Amazon Christmas wish list book.
Is that the book that kids go and they circle what they want?
Yes, actually, because we've moved up in the world, you know. It has got stickers, so they can take the stickers and like put stickers over what they want. Also, it's got some games and things for them to do in here, little cutout figures and little maze games. And so it's like a really little book.
Okay.
And I don't know why I got one, but I did.
I didn't get one of those. I am a Prime member with a child, with 2 children, and I did not get one.
Well, we got one, and my wife said that. She's like, we didn't get one last year, so I think the criteria for getting one is that just means we order a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I have ordered
yeah.
like baby gifts and birthday gifts and things from Amazon.
I thought it was really funny that Amazon, which like thrives in the digital world,
yes,
and like everything is paperless and everything's digital, there's still something for actually holding
that's
a hard
my
copy
thing.
in your hands.
If you wanted, I remember like back in the day, JC Penney's and all those different catalogs that would come out, that they would have like papers in the back that you would write the order number down. Like, I want this A in black, or I want C in green.
Yeah.
You know, but for Amazon, what does it just say? Go online and order it?
I'll tell you what it does. It has no prices of anything.
QR code.
So it actually will have like the toy. And then in this corner, you scan
the QR
your
code.
cell phone, the QR code, and it will take you to that particular toy.
What will we
Well,
be doing in 20
We've
years?
moved up in the world,
No
but
kidding.
I want to go back to the day. Back in the day.
Let's go back.
I had the Sears and Roebuck wish list magazine that would come every Christmas. You anticipated that. Like you could not wait. And it was, maybe 2 or 3 inches thick.
It was like a phone book.
It was.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Wait, yes.
Aren't you too young for that?
No, Sears, Roebuck, and also Montgomery Ward. I don't know if y'all had those around here, but where I grew up, we had a Montgomery Ward, and they would come out with a catalog. And
Well,
Weren't Sears the one, too, that had, like, the different teddy bears every year? Like, they would sell a different teddy bear at Christmas, and they'd have the date on the bottom of their foot. Like, every year you could buy a new teddy bear.
I don't remember that.
No, but you would remember that.
I know, right?
If it's true, you would be the one to
In
remember
true Candy fashion. That was just a big deal. And so you would take that wish list book and you would first, for a few days, you would just look. You would just look. And then you go back and you'd look again and look again. Then you circled what you loved. Now, it did not mean that you got it.
Right.
It just means that was something that you wanted. So you would have either, 2 circles or 150, depending on what kind
Choose
of child
wisely.
you were. But it was just so much fun. And I still think of those memories, those nostalgic memories of Christmastime with that wish list book. And then through the years, I can't remember what year, but that finally began to go away when you had more computer-generated things, websites that you could go to and that kind of thing. I also think JC Penney's had a Christmas book too, didn't they?
Yeah, I do remember JC Penney's. They were known for their catalogs, all different kinds of catalogs throughout the different seasons. But see, I struggle with that because I never got a catalog to circle things I wanted.
Oh, your
out
mama
of.
hid that.
She did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
You knew
never
that'd be
did.
trouble.
I mean, my nephew, I remember the first time, I didn't know that kids really even did this until my nephew was about 4 years old. And he had a book, and at Christmas, and he was going through and he was circling things. And I was like, Devin, buddy, what are you doing? And he said, these are all the things I want. And I was like, okay, well, great. What are you going to, like, pray that God will give him? Like, what? He said, no, he said, Mom and Dad tell me to go through and circle kind of what I want, my wish list. And I'm like, How in the world? Like, I never did that. Ever.
You need to sit down and have a chat with your mom.
You aren't kidding. I don't do that with my kids now, though. I know.
Well, you'll probably be getting one of these in the
you-
mail. Will you let Hunter sit down and Wyatt look at these?
No, because they're going to want the most expensive things. And, like, what if I'm not okay with them getting what they want?
Well, here's the thing. This is how it worked in my house, at least. Because, of course, there was a budget, and, you just didn't have unlimited. We were very blessed, but there was still, like, an extreme limit.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't ever really remember getting an exact item from the catalog that I circled because, you walk in the store, the toy section is, like one little aisle or whatever. But in the catalog, it's that big, thick phone book. So there was everything in there that you could even imagine. Right. So it was like stuff you never even saw before, like stuff that your brain hadn't even thought up, like this is a possible toy that I could own.
Oh, yeah.
So more so than like, okay, that's the item that I'm going to order for my son, it gave mom ideas. So like if I circled a bunch of like certain like army men action figure things, that would at least let her know, okay, that's what's on your brain this year. Now I'll go buy the generic kind in another store where it doesn't cost as much. So I wouldn't get like the actual item because they were very expensive,
Were you disappointed when
he
you
just
did
got
not?
G.I. Thomas instead of G.I. Joe? Didn't matter.
Almost as cool. Not quite, but
Generic.
almost as cool.
Were you disappointed though? Like, what if you had circled a drone or like some really cool thing and you just didn't get it? I mean, were you like?
Well, I never did get a go-kart, so that still hurts. I never did get a trampoline. I distinctly remember circling a trampoline every year, and there was always some type of a riding toy, like a Power Wheels or go-kart, something.
Expensive taste.
Yes, that I would circle, and I never.
See, that's so disappointing.
Please excuse me for a moment.
Oh no, we have to get
broke
therapy
me.
for I think that that wish list book was kind of broken down into price ranges. It seems like it started with the lesser expensive things and then moved up. But back then, back in my childhood,
I can't believe they had it on paper back then.
The excessively expensive things like drones and all these computerized
cell phones for kids. Yeah.
No, you didn't have that. You had probably the more expensive things were like bicycles.
Yeah.
That kind of thing than it was what we have today. So it's a whole new level today of what is considered expensive toys versus not. But just those feelings, I guess, just the nostalgic feelings that we have of things that happened in our childhood that just brings back warm memories. Do you have like one specific thing? Let's just take Christmas, for example. What one thing, Gabe, do you just, every time you think of Christmas in your childhood, it comes up? Just a good feeling, a feeling of warmth and comfort.
The first thing I remember is just the smells that go with Christmas. Like, because there was always, like from right before Thanksgiving to New Year's, there's always something cooking in the oven. There's always something on the table that's available, cookies and cakes and stuff. So, of course, it'd be food for me, but just all the smells that go with Christmas, like the whole holiday season, it's just everything great that smells. I love it. Even like we had a wood stove, a wood burning stove in my house growing up. So even the smell of wood burning, even that, because that was how our house was heated growing up.
Good memories. And that can take you right back to your childhood.
Immediately,
Yeah.
So you love the smell of a good fire, a real fire, not just gas logs, but a real fire burning in the fireplace. I do too.
And chocolate chip cookies.
What about you, Candi? Good feelings of Christmas.
Chocolate chip cookies are on my list too. But honestly, there are two things. The first one is a Christmas ornament. Like we would go and we would pick out an ornament for the year. And, back Hallmark used to have all those special ornaments and they'd have the date on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would always do that every year. And it's been so special because now I have those ornaments and I will get them out and hang them on my tree with my kids. And I'll say, oh, I was 4 when I got this, or baby's first Christmas, all the different things. I just always remember that. And then going to see Christmas lights at different houses. Like we would always go out during the night before Christmas and look at all the different houses that were lit up. So Those things are really important to me, and I still think about that. But every time I get the ornaments out or every time we go look around for Christmas lights, I always just think about my childhood.
Yeah.
Not circling things in a catalog. Didn't have that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know, I grew up, again, a lot longer. I've been on this earth a lot longer than you two.
How long, Melody?
A long time. And
How many Christmases?
we had, are y'all ready for this? We had something now that if you find it in a thrift shop or if you find it online, you pay mega bucks
Elf
for
on the
it.
Shelf?
No, well, I do. Remind me to go back to
Okay.
that.
Come back.
But
to
we
that.
have one. We had the aluminum Christmas trees. Now they're very expensive. They're like silver aluminum, and it had the revolving light. So you had like red, green, yellow, blue that would revolve, and when it would hit, y'all looking at me like you are so old.
Is this what they call fiber optic?
No.
No.
Different. It was just the limbs of the tree. It was fake, obviously, because you
Yeah.
don't find a silver tree growing in the forest. But it was like silver limbs that were metallic looking, and the revolving light, as it would revolve, it would make the silver become red, and then green, and then blue. Well, now if you look
Sounds
those
cool.
up online, they're hundreds of dollars.
Do you still have it?
I think my dad has that still in his attic.
eBay.
And that was no, I'm going to keep that
Oh,
thing
yeah,
and get it
that's true.
out. But
Memories.
that was I think about that with Christmas trees because now I get real trees and all that. But I think about that because it was that was just what you did back then. Let's circle back around to the elf on the shelf. I have one of the original elves on the shelf because mine that I have is from the early 60s.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Is he in good shape?
Set it out every year. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yes.
hide it? Do you still hide it with your
No,
husband?
I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't. Hey, Gary, who is my husband, I hid the elf. Go find it. No, but I know a lot of you young parents do that
yeah.
in cute little ways. But yeah, I mean it. I'll have to bring it in and show it to you. So all those things, and my mom was such a Christmas was just a big deal, and she was full of hospitality with having people come over, and like you said, the smells of just things baking. My mom was a fabulous cook. And so I agree, just the sights and the smells of Christmas and music was huge for our family as well. And so it's just, I don't know, there's just something about when we begin to think about Thanksgiving too. Same thing, the smells of Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie baking in the oven or that turkey roasting or whatever. And so I am a very nostalgic type person. I really relate to that. Do y'all, or does it kind of just, you think about it and kind of move on? Or is it something that's really kind of embedded in you?
It is me, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
For sure.
It's something I kind of even dwell on. I don't know that it's healthy or not, but you kind of long for the way things used to be, And then I think it's just part of getting older as well, as I have, my son, and I had great experiences as a child.
Yeah.
All the way up through, in my 20s, still living with mom and dad. They still treated it like we were 5 years old. It was still just a big deal, So I long to still create that experience and all that for my son. So you think about, how you felt as a kid, and then you want to do that as well for your kids.
Yeah.
So it kind of, in a way, gets a little depressing because you're like, oh, man, I didn't realize how good I had it. And
now
all that.
You're
and then
responsible for making it happen for somebody else.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like that's a lot of pressure,
Yes.
creating the magic of Christmas
Right.
morning and all of that. So, we
You'll
didn't
do
know how
it,
good we
though.
had it.
I have a daughter that if I deviate from anything, Christmas, everything has to be exactly like she had it as
Very
a child.
traditional.
So you'll do it. It will just kind of do it on its own because you
Yeah.
will begin to share the same kind of memories,
Yeah.
with Tucker and you with Hunter and with Wyatt. But, nostalgic memories, I feel like I have to acknowledge this, that fortunately the three of us had very good
We did.
nostalgic memories.
That's true. Yeah,
there
we're
could
very
be some
blessed.
that's not the case at
Yeah.
all. And so I would just, encourage you that if you didn't, to start new ones.
Yes.
Start some new wonderful memories that you can do with your family or even on your own, whatever the case is. Just you can change that. You can change those ancient ruins, I guess I'll call it, as Beth Moore, a great Bible teacher, calls those things from our past, just ancient ruins that tend to weigh us down. And maybe those nostalgic memories are not as good for you as they are for Gabe and Candi and I. And we just encourage you today to just change that for yourself and try to do something that you can begin to start some new traditions in your household as well. Nostalgia. Hey, it can start with the Amazon Christmas wish list.
Give me that. I got some circling to do.
Here you go, girl.
Thanks for listening to the Quirks, Bumps, and Bruises podcast with Melody, Candi, and Gabe. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. You can learn more at joyfm.org.